Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. What is going on, everybody? Which I gotta fix this real quick. Let me just fix this real quick. There we go. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darion of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and I am here with episode 8 of season 2 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And I don't know where is Snowman Multimedia today, but it looked like I'm going to be starting it by myself. I know that he was live and he went live pretty late. I'm not sure if he's still live or not, but if he is, then I could completely understand why he's still live. But we are here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. This is Thursday, June 20th. Yesterday was Juneteenth. We had some things. The reason why that we couldn't go on yesterday is because of some other things that happened, you know, with family and him getting ready for him and his wife's South Bend trip this weekend. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Share everybody that's going to be watching on Facebook. And I am live on Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am live on Rumble. So make sure y'all go over there and hit the link in the description. The Rumble link is in the description. But if you want to look for my Rumble account, all you have to go to is Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Not sports with an S. It's Darion Hopkins with an S. Then it's sport. Then it's show, not sports. Darion Hopkins Sports Show on Rumble. Shout out to the 6 people that's watching on Rumble. I really greatly appreciate y'all watching on there as well. And make sure y'all follow us on all social medias at Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Bigo Live, all at D Hopkins Show. Y'all know the Bigo Live, D Hopkins Show 1. I am live on there as well. So make sure we tell them we have a lot to talk about today. We do. We have a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to get straight into these topics here. And I really was waiting for Small Man Multimedia because I had some interesting questions and interesting things that I have to do for him. But hopefully he gets in here soon. But when we talk about what most fan bases are mostly entitled. We're going to talk about most likely team to three-peat. Will it be the Aces, UConn, or Chiefs? We'll definitely get into that. We got some NBA news about PG3 and what West team are the favorites this season. And we have a nice trivia question for you, for your NBA fans out there. And we're going to be talking some NFL news. We do have some burning questions to come on for the NFC East and the AFC East when it comes to those divisions. The best football movies of all time. Yes, we're going to be talking about the best football movies of all time and the top 10 defensive duos right here on the NFL news. We got some little bit of some WNBA news about Ryan Howard and Cameron Brink getting injured before the Olympics. Chelsea Gray's coming back for the Las Vegas Aces, and Caitlin Clark drops a double-double over the Washington Mystics. And we're going to talk about tonight's matchup between the Sparks and the Liberty, because right now it is a WNBA game going on as we speak. We're going to talk about Garrett Cole being back for the Yankees, remembering the late, great Willie Mays, and Thursday night preview games of MLB. And we have the Stanley Cup final tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have game 6 of the Stanley Cup final. So that is all the topics for today. And we're going to have some fun doing this here. Let me see if I can fix this for some reason. I don't know why I can't fix my camera, but we're going to go into it. We're going to get straight into it here. But I really want to go into, let's see what we can talk about today. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. What's going on to everybody that's in the chat? Shout out to Afosky Raider. Shout out to Anthony Estrada. And shout out to Tyler Hilton. And shout out to the con man, Mr. Michael Kahn himself. Says, Sonny Hopkins, you already know I've been here with you for a minute. This is what you need to be doing. You are the best. Thank you. I don't consider myself the best because I'm a very humble person, but I try to make it most possible. So let's get straight into things. Now, I want to go straight into the NBA because I want to knock the NBA out. I really want to knock the NBA out, and I really want to go into the NFL top duos. And I'm really trying to, wait for Snowman Multimedia to get into the building here. Hopefully he gets in as soon as possible. If not, it's absolutely fine. But let's get into some NBA here. Let's talk about it. Which team should be the Western Conference favorites going into next season? Now, we know that the NBA has gotten better. The Western Conference has gotten younger and better. In my personal opinion, this is going to be tough for me to talk about because we all know the Dallas Mavericks just lost. The Dallas Mavericks just lost, and and I don't see the Dallas Mavericks going back and repeating and getting back to the finals or getting back to the Western Conference finals. But the Western Conference is definitely deep. It is a deep Western Conference. And man, it's really tough to really talk about because you got even Dallas Mavericks, depending on what they do with their roster, I think they need to redo something with their roster. In my personal, you have to do something with your roster if you want to get back to those Western Conference finals. You still have the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets have to be better on the bench. They have to be better on the bench because you still have Nikola Jokic, you still have Jamal Murray. And once you have that tandem, and then you have the supporting guys, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, let's see if he comes back because I think he's under his contract as well. Then on top of that, you have, I would like to throw the Phoenix Suns in there, but I don't see them being a favorite. I don't see the Phoenix Suns definitely being a favorite, but they do need to get a bench. They do need to get a second unit for the Denver Nuggets, and I think they need the same thing for the Phoenix Suns. I'm sorry, like you have Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. There's no way you should be getting swept. You shouldn't know way to be getting swept. But this is what happens when you don't have a supporting cast around the Phoenix Suns. That's another problem. And then you have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, is it really going to happen with Karl Anthony Towns? Is he going to stay? Will he come back? Or you will get a better Karl Anthony Towns. Of course, you have the Anthony Edwards. That is a star in this league. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you do have to look at their roster, and I like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Me personally, I think they should have been in the NBA Finals over the Dallas Mavericks. I think that would have been a better series, in my personal opinion, against the Boston Celtics, or the Denver Nuggets could have been better against the Boston Celtics. But Need here there they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, and that's what happened there. But I think if they build that chemistry and keep them same tools around, I think that experience is definitely going to help. And then you have the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Oklahoma City Thunder to come out of the West is too little premature. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They are really, really young. And I think the experience of being in the playoffs really helped them. But I think they going to the Western Conference Finals or coming out the West is too premature in my personal opinion. And I like SG. I think SGA is a rising star in this league. I think he's a star in this league. He's doing a lot, and Jalen Williams is really good for Oklahoma City Thunder. But I still say personally that I like the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I just don't think that they'll come out the West. You got so many teams. We're not going to talk about the Lakers. We're not going to talk about the Golden State Warriors. But I think a bounce back year for a Sacramento Kings team. I think a year for the Sacramento Kings would be a team that will absolutely probably make a run, but I don't see them going far either. But I think they will have a bounce back year compared to what they were last year. No, I'm saying for the Western Conference. The question is, Kami, the question is, which team should be the West favorites coming out next season for the West? And I think, me personally, the best scenario right now is the Denver Nuggets. That's my number one. And then it's Minnesota. They are my 1 and 2 to come out of the West next season. So that's what I have. So me personally, I feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves, and if the Denver Nuggets can go get a complete team, especially when it comes to a bench, especially when it comes to some of the supporting cast outside of Jamal Murray, and they keep KCP, I think they'd be fine. Because I think, I'm sorry, Aaron Gordon's a dog. The Kings need to change some things. Yeah, they do need to change some things. They're a young basketball team, though. They're young. And, they had injuries at the end. They had injuries with Malik Monk. Malik Monk wasn't 100% all year. So it's a lot of things that happen with Sacramento on the reason why. The Clippers is another team that you could probably think about coming out the West, but we just don't know because James Harden, which I don't care for in my personal opinion. I don't care for James Harden at all. James Harden becomes a free agent at the end of this month. Then we don't know what's going to happen with Paul George. Where's his destination is going to be. So me personally, I like the Clippers. And then Russell Westbrook, I think Russell Westbrook fits with the Clippers in my personal opinion, but I forgot about the Clippers. Yeah, I know the Clippers is another team. That's why I said the West is so deep. But I do like these teams. But I say Denver and Minnesota are the top 2 teams for me to come out of the Western Conference. So we're going to move on because I'm not going to try to hinder and be too long with this podcast. I'm not trying to make it as long as we've been doing with me and Snowman, keeping it 2 hours. We're going to try to keep it under 2 hours as much as possible. So speaking of Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers, and before we get into that, Conman said that this draft is very weak. Teams need to improve and have to go through free agency. You need a salary cap. Philly has plenty of salary cap. Yeah, but Philly, the problem with Philly is that they bring in players that we expect them to bring in certain players, and they go out and do another thing. That is the problem with the Philadelphia 76ers. We expect them to go get a guy that could take the Sixers over the top, and they go and get mediocre guys in free agency. It never fails with the Philadelphia 76ers. It just never fails. Watch out for Philly. Minnesota will compete. Yeah, they will compete. I think they're another team that could come out of the West. The Kings need to change some things, right? I'm rolling with Minnesota. Learn how to lose before how to win. Exactly. Arku said he forgot about the Clippers. He said they're a cook, man. He said, don't forget about the big salary and freedom. You know what? It's another team that we forgot about on that Western Conference, too. There's another team that we totally forgot about on that Western Conference. Draft doesn't have their top prospect, but quality good role players. That is the truth. But we forgot about a team, right? We forgot about a team that was hindered of injuries in the Western Conference. And if this guy can get back on track as a superstar and get his head out the clouds and change his scenery and do stuff, it's the Memphis Grizzlies, y'all. We're totally forgetting about the Memphis Grizzlies. They are another team that definitely could be slept on when it comes to this Western Conference. And they still have Marcus Smart there. John Morant, if he could get his head on straight, this is another team you definitely have to watch, man. Where's my guy Brian Small? I'm coming after him. LOL. I know he did a show early this morning, but he started like 2 hours before this show. But that's my personal opinion. But hopefully he will come in soon. I did send him the link. Hopefully he will come in soon. But what's good, Darion? Sorry about the other day. I was just saying my opinion. My fault. No, you good. You good. This is what we're here. We're here for totally opinions only. But the Memphis Grizzlies is one of those teams in the Western Conference that could probably come out the West next year if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy from top to bottom and John Morant can stay on the floor, I like the Memphis Grizzlies. Don't sleep on them. Do not sleep on them. But let's move on. I don't want to keep talking about it, but let's move on. And we're going to talk about it right here, right now. Speaking of Paul George, the best landing spot for PG-13. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I took this topic from ESPN and I don't care. I took this topic from ESPN. Best landing spot for Paul George. There's 3 teams out there that make sense to me. Him going back to the Clippers, possibly the Philadelphia 76ers, and the New York Knicks. I think Paul George, if he's going to stay in the West, he has to stay with the Clippers. I don't see him going to any other team in the Western Conference. I just don't see it. What's going on, Cincinnati crew? I don't see Paul George going to any other team in the Western Conference. If he's going to stay in the West, he should stay with the LA Clippers. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if he wants to go to the East, there's only 2 teams that make sense to me, and that's the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers. They're the only 2 teams that make sense to me. But the only problem with the New York Knicks is this. The question is, will they re-sign OG Anunoby? Because you seen it yesterday. That Pascal Siakam got a $186 million deal to stay with the Indiana Pacers. So Pascal Siakam ain't going nowhere. Will the Knicks sign OG Anunoby? And that would determine if Paul George go to the Knicks or not. That's exactly what's going to happen. So it all comes down to one team. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. Are they really going to push for Paul George? That's the problem. And it's not the player, it's the organization for the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if we look at past time with the Philadelphia 76ers, with so many good free agents out there, and we go for mediocre players. That's the problem with Philadelphia. It's like, are they going to try to go trade and get back Jimmy Butler and let Tobias Harris go? Or are they going to let Tobias Harris go and go after a Paul George? That is the question there. Because right now, if you look at it, Jimmy Butler should have never been a Miami Heat. He shouldn't have been a Heat. He never should have been, he should never left Philadelphia, but I see why, because they gave Tobias all that money and didn't want to give him all that money. So completely understand it. So when it comes to Paul George, the best place for him right now is the Philadelphia 76ers. But the question is, will the Philadelphia 76ers pull the trigger? We've seen this time and time again when it comes to big names for the Philadelphia 76ers. They do not go out and get them. They just don't. They don't. Let's do a rewind real quick. Going all the way back to the draft, where the Sixers picked Ben Simmons over Jaylen Brown. I rest my case there. That's one. Number 2, the following year, the Sixers picked Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. I'm confused. I'm totally confused. We go out and go get a James Harden. That's not the same from the Houston Rockets. The same James Harden that's not the same from the Oklahoma City Thunder. You go out and go get him. And what does he do for us? Nothing. He does nothing for the Philadelphia 76ers. You go out and you go get the Buddy Hills of the world. And our best draft pick was Tyrese Maxey in the last couple of years. Let's be real. For the Philadelphia 76ers. So the Sixers have this trend of not going to get the best player or pay the best player to go aside Tyrese Maxey or Joel Embiid. This is the problem with the 76ers. Because you could put some, outside of Paul George, you could put some other pieces there for the 76ers. You could put Lauren Marketing with Paul George and get those two to come to Philadelphia. But the question is, the Sixers as an organization, can they pull the trigger? And that's the only hypothetical question that I have. That's the only question that I have for the Philadelphia 76ers. Is their organization, do they want to win now or they want to trust the process again? Because the process didn't work. The process was not processing, if that makes sense. It's all about going to get the best player. Are you going to go get Jimmy Butler? Are you going to let him leave the Miami Heat? Would you trade for him? Or will you go get Paul George? It's one or the other. The Sixers got to make something happen for Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid cannot stay healthy during the postseason. We know this already. We all know he can stay healthy during the regular season. And then when it comes to postseason, boom, he's hurt again. So you're going to need another guy outside of Tyrese Maxey to carry his team if Joel Embiid goes down again. So the best position for Paul George is to be with the Philadelphia 76ers. That's the best place for me. But it's not really about my opinion, because at the end of the day, the Sixers and Dan Morley has to pull that trigger. Nick Nurse has to pull that trigger to pay that man to come on here. And there's another question that we have about that. Can Paul George stay healthy in the postseason as well? That is another reason. That is another reason that I have an issue with this. Can we see a Paul George healthy, at least play at least 60 out of the 82 games? It did be healthy in the postseason, because that's been the biggest hinder for the Clippers, is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard being out. We all know Paul George cannot stay healthy in the postseason either. So that's another thing that we have to talk about, but we're going to move on. And that's why I feel like the Philadelphia 76ers is the best team for Paul George in this situation. So let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on. And I got some questions here for y'all. I got an NBA trivia question, and I love for y'all to put this in your comments. Put this in your comments. And I'm gonna ask this question right here, right now, because I did write it down. You see, I got my notes. Y'all see it? I wrote it down, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote it down. Now for today's show, right? The question is, what player played in the most postseasons with a single NBA franchise? I'm going to ask this question again. What player played in the most postseasons with a single NBA franchise? I'm going to say this one more time for y'all, if y'all can understand this. What player played in the most postseasons with a single NBA franchise? I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to put your comments. Easy, Jerry West. Nope, Jerry West is wrong. Dirk, that's wrong. Kobe, that is wrong. Kobe's on the list, but he's not the number one person. Kobe's on the list with 15. Jerry West, no. Jerry West is on the list, but it's not more than this one person. Come on, bring him in. Bring him in, y'all. Bring him in. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Bring them in. Bring them answers in. Come on. We got a few more seconds. To get the questions in. Get them answers in. What? I'm gonna say it again. What player has played in the most postseasons with a single NBA franchise? I'm waiting for some more answers here. And do not cheat. Do not cheat and go to Google. Nope, not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, comment. Not even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Because I did my research on this one. Not Magic. Nope. Not Tim Duncan is number 2. Y'all missing out on one person. This should be easy because this one player only played with one team. Come on, y'all. Y'all should have this by now. Come on now. What player has the most postseasons with a single NBA franchise? Bird. Bird is on that list, but it's not him. I'm going to tell you this one more time, y'all. I'm going to let it be known. Y'all. And I'm going to Derek Fisher. Nope. All right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is John Stockton of the Utah Jazz. John Stockton of the Utah Jazz played 19 postseasons with the Utah Jazz. 19. John Stockton that played with one NBA franchise. 19 postseasons. 19. One of the best guards of all time. That's what I'm saying. How y'all not know this? But one of the best guards of all time. Come on, y'all. How y'all not know this? Come on. It's crazy to me how y'all not know that. That's insane to me. Salute to everyone in the chat. Ralph in the building. What's going on, Ralph? But John's, how you know, Con, man? How you know? You sit here putting Malone and stuff of that nature. Stop it, man. But that's all we have for the NBA news, man. I wanted to give y'all that trivia. I'm going to start doing NBA trivia for y'all. So hopefully when y'all, you was close. But, Bird was on that list. Kobe was on that list. It was, the one that had the best guards with no rings. But hey, they've been to the NBA final, but they went up against them Jordan them Jordan eras. Can't be mad at that. So we're going to come back with a couple more topics here, right here on the Darion Hopkins Show. So we're going to take a quick break. We are 35 minutes already in, probably 20 minutes in, because but we're going to take a little quick break here. It's the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and we'll see y'all in like a minute or so. So Darion Hopkins Show, we'll be right back.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. And I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. This is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, Thursday, June 20th, 2024. And we are here doing the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Shout out to my man, Snowman Multimedia. If he's able to come on, then he is. If he's not, then it's not. It's absolutely cool. But make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase for all live events and sporting events. If you want to go there, make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code DHopkins, get $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you go to Energy or w.gg, wenergy.com, and make sure you use all for you like energy drinks, you like working out, you like doing that stuff and getting no sugar, no fillers, none of that nature. Make sure you go to wenergy.gg or w.gg and use the promo code DHopkins to get 10% off your purchase at checkout. And if you would love to donate to the channel, if you're on Facebook, make sure you send stars. It helps it out with the channel. If you want to be in the YouTube chat, make sure there's a $sign at the bottom of it. If you want to send a super chat, make sure you do that as well. If you don't have any of those and you want to send it to the Cash App, no matter if it is $1, $5, $10, $3, no matter what it is, make sure you use the Cash App $sign D Hopkins Show. Anything matters. All donations go right back into the channel here. But we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble. Make sure y'all go over and follow me on Rumble as well. Be definitely a great platform over there. So we're going to get into a topic that's not really catered to any league or anything of that nature. We're going to get into a topic that is very, very interesting and very, very intriguing to me personally. Most likely for a three-peat this season, there's only 3 teams that I could think of right now in only 3 particular sports that could possibly do a three-peat. I mean, we saw the Oklahoma Sooners softball team do a 4-peat, so that's another story. They're not even in this conversation. They've been winning the college baseball, softball World Series for the last 4 years, so we're not going to even get into that. But most likely, for a three-peat this upcoming season, is it the Las Vegas Aces? Is it the UConn Huskies? Or is a Kansas City Chiefs? You're the man. I know I have issues with my network. It's okay. Long as you do, but I'm available in the morning if Snowman can't make it. That's fine. You know, I do mine in the afternoon. So mine is mid-afternoon, but it's okay. It's absolutely okay, man. But it's fine. Yeah, I'll definitely have you. We're going to talk on the back end and see if we can get you on the show next for next week, because you know we are already at the end of the week. So most likely 3-peat, Aces, UConn, Chiefs. This is a tough question for me. And I'm going to say this because the Las Vegas Aces just got Chelsea Gray back, which we will talk about that later on in the show. The UConn Huskies is a different type of breed when it comes to men's basketball. I think they probably the dominant basketball team right now in college basketball. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are a 2-time champions. They have won 3 championships in the last 5 years. What's going on, King Devon? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in on Bigo. We absolutely appreciate it. If you do want to follow me on Bigo, make sure y'all do that at DHopkinsShow 1. But Aces, Chiefs, UConn. The Chiefs is a possibility, but it's a strong AFC conference. It is a strong AFC conference, and you know the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, even though I'm a Raiders fan, but I give them their respect. They won the Super Bowl respectfully. They didn't cheat. They didn't do anything to make it seem like they did. I'm a Raider fan, and I'm a realistic football fan at the end of the day. The Chiefs did not have a great year last year. Even though that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, it wasn't the best years that they won it. So I'm going to say this. I think UConn has the best chance to repeat. Because if you look at Dan Hurley in the last 2 years from recruiting and the transfer portal, I think they have the best way to get in the three-peat. He knows how to coach these kids. These kids is not coming out after the first year. They're staying there so they can become a dynasty. That's the one thing I love about Dan Hurley. I'm happy that he did not take the Lakers job. I'm so happy that he didn't, because he knows how to build a program. And he built that program from where it used to be. He built that program. And I think he's going to reload. He's going to reload. And I don't see no big name school outside of Connecticut when it comes to men's basketball. They're making the moves like the Connecticut Huskies are. I feel like the Connecticut Huskies have the best way to do it. Now, for the Las Vegas Aces, this is a little tricky because I'm an Aces fan. This is a little tricky. Now, when it comes to Lee Jackson said the Liberty is going to beat the Aces. The Liberty has already beat the Aces. Right. He already beat the Aces. I mean, the Liberty already beat the Aces. We already know that. But Chelsea Gray came back last night. We're going to talk about it. Chelsea Gray came back last night, and that was the missing piece of the Las Vegas Aces. It was the missing piece. Because if you look at that game last night when they played the Seattle Storm, which Seattle Storm is not a scrub of a basketball team. They're not. When Chelsea Gray came off the bench, you could tell the difference in the ball movement. You could tell the difference in the excitement of Chelsea Gray. It was totally different when she got back on the floor. She's a great facilitator. She knows how to get it to her open players, to get good shots, to get quality shots. The last time the New York Liberty played the Las Vegas Aces, they didn't have a Chelsea Gray on the floor. So her presence means a lot for them to go to a three-peat. 3 times in a row is definitely hard, but we have seen it. We have seen it happen. We have seen it happen with the New England Patriots. We've seen it happen with the Houston Comets in the NBA. We have seen it with the Los Angeles Lakers. We have seen it in the NBA that in any sport that you can go 3-peat, probably not baseball. I think we probably saw it in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. But they're hard, but it's realistic. You can do a 3-peat. It's not non-realistic. It's just not. So for me, I see it as, okay, cool. I can see the Aces 3-peat. Chelsea Gray stays 100%. But if I had to put them in a ranking, the Warriors almost 3-peated. That's what I'm saying. The Warriors almost 3-peated, but they wanted to give it to LeBron James, of course. We know that. They wanted to give it to the Cavaliers to make sure they thought, oh, we can win a championship in Cleveland. Y'all should come to Cleveland. Y'all know how that go. Y'all know exactly how that go. But me personally, if I had to rank these 3 teams, I would have to put UConn 1, the Aces 2, and the Chiefs 3. Yeah, and KD torn Achilles. That's another thing. That's the reason why the Cavaliers got that title. Because of the torn Achilles from KD. When KD was in his prime with the Golden State Warriors, which it makes absolute sense. So if I had to rank them, like I said, I'll have to put Connecticut Huskies 1, the Las Vegas Aces 2, and the Kansas City Chiefs 3. The Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL is the only reason why I put them through because it's the hardest to 3-peat in the NFL. That is the hardest. Toronto won a title. Yeah, Toronto won a title. You want the Toronto Raptors, right? If I'm not mistaken. But I feel like the only reason why I put the Chiefs 3 is because it's harder to 3-peat in the NFL than any other sport out there. And I'm not being biased towards football, but it is. It is. It's tougher to win a 3-peat in the NFL than any other sport. Patrick Mahomes is going to win 4 in a row. I don't see him losing. Last year was a bad year, and he still won. Now he got 2 new receivers. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. It's a whole new year. They're the champions right now. There's a whole new year, and they got another. I feel like these teams are gunning for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like that whole NFC, the AFC North. That AFC North is really, really good. The Colts can take them out, can take out the Chiefs in the playoffs. Oops. Rising right now. I'm not saying it. He's saying it. But I just feel like the Chiefs have a tougher time winning a 3-peat than any. Football is a really tough sport to 3-peat in. And the fact that how the Patriots did it is still one of the best organizations to do it. The Vegas odds always going to have the Chiefs winning. Like the Vegas odds got the Boston Celtics repeating. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's be real there. I just don't see that. I think they'll be the last to win a three-peat. That is my personal opinion. But let's get into this right here, because I wanted to talk about this first, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I want to talk about this first. If we're going to go into some fun topics here, fun topics, because I feel like the fun topics are really the ones that people like to interact. Speaking of football, right? The best football movies of all time. Now, this is all-time ranked by SOG Football on Twitter as the top football teams of all, not football teams, football movies of all time. And I'm going to tell you from 10, okay, I'm going to tell you from 10 to 1 on who they have as these top 10 football movies of all time. Put your list in the comments, and I'm going to bring it up and post it right here. Put it up in the comments, because I would love to see what y'all have to say about it. But the best football movies of all time, starting at number 10, they put Gridiron Gang. Now, Gridiron Gang, I think this is kind of low for Gridiron Gang, in my personal opinion. But if you look at the rest of this list, I see why they put Gridiron Gang there. Number 9, Draft Day is at number 9 as the best football movie of all time at number 9. Number 8, The Waterboy. The Waterboy is at number 8 as one of the best football movies of all time. Number 7, if y'all old school people know this, right? Brian's Song. If you don't remember Brian's Song, then you don't know football. I think that's pretty low on this list too. Brian's Song is number 7 as the best football movie, one of the best football movies of all time. What's going on, Big Baby Jonathan? What's going on, Big Baby Sports? What's going on, my brother? Surprisingly, yeah, we're going to talk about it, Art Cool. We're going to talk about it. But number 6, The Longest Yard. The number 6 is The Longest Yard. Number 5, Invincible is at number 5. Number 4, Any Given Sunday is at number 4. Number 3, Friday Night Lights is at number 3 on this list. Number 2 is Rudy. Surprisingly, because I could watch Rudy all day long. I love Rudy. I love that movie, man. I really do. In the number 1 football movie of all time, according to SOG Football, they say it's the Remember the Titans. I got some questions about this list, because how The Blind Side is not on this list. How? The Blind Side was true. Yes, it was. The Blind Side was true. Ace Ventura. No, this is football movies of all time. This is not Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. That's not really considered a football movie. It had a football. It had a football sentence to it, but I don't think you really put Ace Ventura, Pet Detective in a football movie of all time. But The Blind Side, I'm surprised about that. I really am. But my question to y'all in the comments is this: what football movie you would take off this list and add The Blind Side? That's a hell of a question there. It's a hell of a question. Where would you put The Blind Side on this list? Let me repeat this list for you one more time. You have 10, Gridiron Gang. 9, Draft Day. 8, Waterboy. 7, Brian's Song. 6, Longest Yard. 5, Invincible. 4, Any Given Sunday. 3, Friday Night Lights. 2, Rudy. And number 1, Remember the Titans. Let me repeat that again for y'all people that didn't hear in the back. 10, Gridiron Gang. 9, Draft Day. 8, Waterboy. 7, Brian's Song. 6, Longest Yard. 5, Invincible. 4, Any Given Sunday. 3, Friday Night Lights. 2, Rudy. And 1, Remember the Titans.
I don't know. I really don't know where to put The Blind Side on this list because these are some tough movies to replace. These are some tough movies to replace, especially if you did not watch Brian's Song. You got to watch Brian's Song to understand why it's on this list. One of the best running backs ever to do it. Before Walter Payton, it was Gale Sayers. It was Gale Sayers, and Gale Sayers is, I actually have his jersey in my drawer. Radio. Where is Radio on this list? Like, let's be, like, we're missing out Radio. We're missing out Blind Side. Radio was a hell of a movie. And I don't know why, how that get missed. And then about this, what I probably, only reason why I would say Friday Night Lights that you possibly have to take off is because of, they even made a web series called Friday Night Lights. And that was on Netflix. And that was actually a good series as well. You didn't see the Program. Do we need to keep going? Radio, The Program, The Blind Side. How are these three are not on this list? But the question is for y'all, how can we? Friday Night Lights is just not a show. It's a show on Netflix. Friday Night Lights is a show on Netflix. It is. We're talking football movies. Yes, we're talking football movies, Rodney. And let me tell you them football movies again. I'm going to tell you from 10 to 1, according to SOG Football. SOG Football said number 10, Gridiron Gang. Number 9, Draft Day. Number 8, Waterboy. Number 7, Brian's Song. Number 6, Longest Yard. Number 5, Invincible. Number 4, Any Given Sunday. Number 3, Friday Night Lights. Number 2, Rudy. And number 1, Remember the Titans. So just to keep you up to speed, Rodney, The Program, Radio, and The Blind Side was not on this list. That's how you create interest and feedback. That's a fact. This is a very interesting topic here. The Program doesn't make this list. Radio doesn't make this list. And The Blind Side don't make this list. So anybody that sees this uploaded version of this on the YouTube channel and on Rumble, make sure y'all put y'all top 10 in the comments. I would love for y'all to do that. Because that's just blasphemy. Like, it's blasphemy, but at the same time, who can I remove and add to put on this list? Draft Day was so bad, LOL. Remember the Titans, easily the GOAT. Blindside is a good movie, but it's weird now with all the ish that came out in real life, LOL. That's true. But it's still based on a true story. It's still based on a true story that actually, it was drama in the movie about how he got recruited to Ole Miss. Friday Night Lights is on Netflix. Yeah, as a show, not as the movie. The show is really good, though. The show for Friday Night Lights is really good. I like how they kept it the same. They just didn't keep the colors of the Panthers. The Panthers in the movie is black and white, and they're blue and yellow on the show. But it kind of like got similar things. They kind of like got similar things, but it's actually not the same. Rudy is great, but he didn't actually sack the guy in real life. But Rudy was a good movie. I'm sorry. Rudy was a good movie. Now, if you want to put Rudy and Radio up there, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Oh, man. I love the interaction of these topics here because this is so dope. I love this. I really do love this. We got 3 more minutes until we get into the next topic, man. But like I said before, Draft Day, I don't think Draft Day was okay. I think that's the only one that I will probably remove off of here. Draft Day is probably the only one I remove over here. Probably add Radio, The Program, or Blindside in that slot at number 9. That's probably the only one that I will move out of here. Draft Day wasn't that bad. It was insane the way how they was doing things. So that's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, I think these are all great movies that we're talking about here. And I thought these was pretty great. All these movies don't hold the candle to Moneyball. I don't care if that's baseball. We need a football movie that is good as that. Draft Day sucks. Draft Day was okay. It wasn't the best movie. Like I said, that's probably the only movie that I'll remove off this list is Draft Day. Jerry Maguire should be number one. Show me the money. I mean, baseball moves, we could definitely get into that tomorrow. If y'all want to talk about that on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show tomorrow about the best baseball movies of all time, we could definitely go into that. Same thing for basketball movies. We could do that too. But that is your top 10 football movies of all time. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the next topics here. And this one is a pretty interesting one. And I'm gonna keep it in the NFL because I know Rodney might disagree with me on this topic. We might agree to disagree on this topic when it comes to Rodney here. And this was very difficult for me to talk about. And it was the top 10 defensive duos in the NFL. And mind you, it could be from any defensive duo. If you look at this, right? Because I'm pretty nervous to talk about this at the moment. I'm pretty nervous to talk about this because this is gonna suck for me. Where's the game plan with The Rock? That's a good one. The game plan was really good too. But do you think that's a top 10 all time? I don't know about that, but top defensive duos in the NFL according to BleacherReport.com. Now, the best pairings in the league. Who missed the cut? So, according to Bleacher Report, these are the top 10. Top 10. I don't know if Dexter Lawrence is on the New York Giants right now, but they got him up here twice. And I don't like this at all. They got the Jets on here twice. So we're going to go from 10 to 1 and talk about this as well. You have the New York Giants with Lawrence and Burns. Burns got traded from the Carolina Panthers, and they put them at number 10 according to Bleacher Report. Then you have number 9. You have Leonard Williams and Johnson. Johnson and Leonard Williams is number 9 for the New York Jets. You have Hunter and Anderson for the Houston Texans. I think they're two young guys that I do like from the Houston Texans. You have Witherspoon and Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks. Pretty young duo. But mind you, these are defensive duos that we see. If it's cornerback or cornerback, it could be defensive lineman and defensive lineman, it could be linebacker and linebacker, it could be those type of defensive duos. But number 6, they have Gardner and Reed. Sauce Gardner and Reed at number 6. Number 5, you have Michael Parsons and Dexter Lawrence at number 5 for the Dallas Cowboys. You have TJ Watt and Highsmith for the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 4. Number 3, you have Nick Bosa and Hargrave for the San Francisco 49ers at number 3. You have Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith for the Cleveland Browns. And number one on this list, Dexter Lawrence and DeMarcus Lawrence. Okay, so DeMarcus Lawrence is with the Cowboys and Dexter Lawrence is with the Giants. Got it. But the number 1 defensive duo, according to Bleacher Report, is the Las Vegas Raiders, Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. Now, I'm going to say this because I love this. I kind of like this top 10 here. But if Christian Wilkins can stay on the field and be healthy all year, they're definitely number 1 on this list. It really comes down to Wilkins being healthy all year because we knew from the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, Wilkins from the Dolphins. Yeah, we got him for the Las Vegas Raiders. We got him, Arku. If Wilkins can stay healthy and not get any major injuries that keeps him out of the Raiders lineup, I can say this is the number 1 defensive duo. but it remains to be seen. And that's why, like, I'm a realistic Raider fan. I'm sorry. Max Crosby, we all know that he's a dog. We all know that he's that. We all know that he's him. But it's really got to be a part of this counterpart of Christian Wilkins. He's like, yeah, he's going to be better than Malcolm Kuntz. I agree. But it's all about the best ability is availability. And if he's available, I agree with this list. But if he's not available, look at this list with TJ Watt and Highsmith from Pittsburgh. A great dynamic duo there. You're looking at the Defensive Player of the Year and Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. Another one at number 2 for the Cleveland Browns. That is just as good as our duo. Nick Bosa and Hargraves, they are just as good as our duo. Even though I can't stand the San Francisco 49ers. I can't stand them at all. I cannot stand them at all. But best players are the best players. Now, on the back end of this top 5, now when it comes to 10 from Dexter Lawrence and Audie Burns, Williams and Johnson for the Jets, Hunter and Anderson for the Houston Texans, Witherspoon and Woolen for the Seattle Seahawks, and Gardner and Reed for the New York Jets, which is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. The Jets are number 6 with Gardner and Reed. They are young defensive duos. But this top 5 is tough. I'm not sure if he's going to be better than Malcolm. I hope he is. But also the 49ers combo is so wrong. It should be Bosa and Warner and not Hargraves. This is according to BleacherReport.com. And that I do agree with you there. 100%. I 100% agree with you there. Absolutely. It should be Fred Warner and Bosa and not Hargraves. But Hargraves is definitely a great defensive lineman when it comes to defensive duos with them. I think Hargraves is really good. Absolutely good. So when it comes down to it, I like what I see with this top 5. But I just need Christian Wilkins to be 100% healthy if we're going to consider Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins as the number 1 defensive duo in the league. I just need to see it on the field. I didn't see consistency on the field from this defensive line. We see it from one player on the defensive line, of course. That's Max Crosby. We see Malcolm Kuntz get better, but now we got to see Christian Wilkins stay on the field. And once if he does that and the numbers don't lie this past season, we could come back to this video and say they're the number 1 defensive duo. I rest my case on it. But this is not a bad lineup. And I'm gonna repeat it one more time. And it's Dexter Lawrence and Audie Burns, number 10 for the New York Giants. You have Leonard Williams and Johnson for the New York Jets. You have Hunter and you have Will Anderson for the Houston Texans. You have Witherspoon and Woolen for the Seattle Seahawks. You have Sauce Gardner and Reed for the New York Jets for number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and number 5. You have DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons at number 5. You have Watt and Highsmith at number 4. Bosa and Hargrave at number 3. Garrett and Smith for the Browns, number 2. And the number 1, they have Crosby and Christian Wilkins for the Las Vegas Raiders. That is your list, ladies and gentlemen. That is your list for the top 10 defensive duos going into this season. So with that being said, we are really past the 1 hour mark, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour mark. We got a few more topics we have to talk about. Especially we got to talk about the WNBA. We got to talk about tonight's matchup between the Spark and the Liberties matchup. A few players are injured and probably done for the year. It will not be in the Olympics for the WNBA. We got a few things to talk about when it comes to MLB, the NHL Stanley Cup Final. And we have a question. What fan base is most entitled? What fan base is most entitled, no matter what sport it is? But we will be back after this message, y'all. We will be back right after these few commercials. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show. It will be right back. Peace.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. And just to let everyone know, we are live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. We are live on Rumble. Make sure y'all follow me on Rumble at Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure y'all follow me on Rumble there. But we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Shout out to all the subscribers that subscribe to the YouTube page. This is your first time ever being on the YouTube page. We highly suggest that y'all subscribe and hit the bell button, and we'll be here with all the latest news, live play-by-play, and podcasts and everything of that nature. And we'll be on the audio version of it too, which will be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure y'all tune into the audio podcast of this as well. But we're back with some WNBA news, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with some WNBA news. And we did have a game come on at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. And we're going to recap that game where we had the Dallas Wings go up against the Chicago Sky. Now, the Chicago Sky did win this game 83-72, and the Chicago Sky improved to 5-9 and 2-5 at home, and the Dallas Wings fall to 3-11 and 2-6 on the road. So let's get into these stats. Let's get into the box score real quickly for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show and for the WNBA. For the Dallas Wings, you had Billings with 4, you had McCullough with 7, you had Arike Ugawale. She had 31 points and 3 rebounds, 10 of 24 from the field, 7 of 16 from the free throw line, 4 from the free throw line. Then you had Sheldon with 9. You had Ozun with 8. You had Howard come off the bench with 13, and that was it for everybody there. Now for the Dallas Wings, they did shoot 23 of 65, which was 35.4% from the field, and it was 9 of 26 from the three-point line, which is 34.6% from the three-point line, and it was 17 of 20 from free throw line, which is 85% when it comes to the free throws. Now, when it comes to their everything else, when it comes to their box score, they had a total of 35 rebounds, 16 assists, 9 steals, 3 blocks, and 15 turnovers and 9 personal fouls in the loss against the Chicago Sky. Now we're going to go to the Chicago Sky stats real quick before we get into any more. Where we had Angel Reese has 16 points and 18 rebounds. She had a double-double in this game, and she did have 2 steals and 3 assists. Angel Reese was played 29 minutes, 7 of 13 from the field, and like I said, 18 rebounds and 16 points for Angel Reese. You had Camilo Cardoso with 11 rebounds on 9 points. You had Allen had 2 points. You had Mabray with 19, and you had Kennedy Carter
with 19 points as well. You had Harrison come off the bench with 4. You have Onowade with 2, and that was and then you had Evans come off the bench with 12. So are you running solo today? Yes, I'm running solo today. Yep, I am. Yep, I'm definitely in when it comes to it. So when it comes to the Chicago Sky, they did shoot 32 of 69 from the field, which is 46.4% from the field. 3 of 12. I'm sorry, 3 of 12 from the 3-point line. That was only 25%. Surprisingly, they won this game by doing that. They were 16 of 20 from the free throw line, which is 80%. But at a total, they had a total of 39 rebounds, 19 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks, and 13 turnovers and 16 personal fouls. And they end up winning this game 83-72. So that is your box score today for the Dallas Wings and the Chicago Sky in a dominant performance there from Angel Reese. Like I said, 16 points and 18 rebounds and 3 assists. So we're going to talk about it here. Ryan Howard and Cameron Brink. Now, Cameron Brink, we all know that it was officially came out that she tore her ACL. She tore her ACL and she's done for the year. She won't be in the 3-on-3 matchup going into the Olympics. Now we have Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard was another one that's supposed to be a part of this 3-on-3 team for the Olympics, and she suffers an ankle injury versus the Lynx heading to the 2024 Paris Games. Now, the Atlanta Dream guard Ryan Howard's status on the Paris Olympics is some appears to be in jeopardy. Now, Howard, who was named a member of the 3-on-3 team, exit Wednesday game against the Minnesota Lynx and appearing an ankle sprain, according to ESPN Michael Vappell. Now, the injury occurred in the third quarter of the 68-55 loss, and head coach Tanisha Wright said that the game that Howard will be further evaluated today, which today is Thursday. Now, Howard's injury is another potential blow for the 3-on-3 team because, like I said before, the Los Angeles Sparks Cameron Brink tore her ACL earlier this week, and that will cause her to miss remainder of the WNBA season as well as the Olympics. Now, TCU's Haley Van Lute, a former WNBA player, Sierra Burdick, are the other remaining members on the roster. So the USA is certainly hoping on to see if they can only find new members instead of 2. So the Team USA took home gold in the inaugural 3-on-3 tournament in 2021 Tokyo Olympics, and that team included WNBA stars Alicia Gray, Jackie Young, and Kelsey Plum, and Stephanie Dolson. Young and Plum were the members of was named the 5-on-5 Olympic team. Now, the 2-time All-Star Ryan Howard averaged 15.5 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2 steals this season. She will undoubtedly be an impact player on the Paris Olympics. So fans are hoping they could recover in time for the 3-on-3 team. Now, this is going to be very interesting to watch because now this is 3-by-3. Yes, I will be doing the Olympic play-by-play as well. I will be doing the Olympic team play-by-play, men and women. Probably won't be doing the 3-on-3, but I'll be doing the men and women Olympic teams play-by-play. But this is a tough time for the 3-on-3 team. This is a tough time for them because Cameron Brink was having a rising year for the LA Sparks, even though that she's been so well for this team. And even though they have been struggling, record-wise, but I still feel at the end of the day that they're really good. That they could be really good. And the next person that should step up to be a part of this team, and I'm going back to another LA Spark. And I'm sorry, but I'm good. Y'all think I might be biased here, and I really, really don't care. I really don't care because we have another standout rookie that's with the WNBA that plays for the LA Sparks. That's just have been having a great year, just like Cameron Brink. And that is Rickea Jackson. Rickea Jackson is another one that you can actually come up here and talk about. Rickea Jackson has been great defensively. She hasn't been put up the points like Cameron Brink, but she is a great player. And Rickea Jackson, coming from Tennessee, she's a dog. She is a dog. You can say what you want about Rickea Jackson, but she's it. She's definitely the one that you could probably replace with. There's a few other players. You could put DeWanna Bonner there. You could put some other players there, like even somebody from the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, Chelsea Gray. No, Chelsea Gray's on a 5-on-5. I'm sorry. Chelsea Gray is on a 5-on-5. You could put Ugawale Ugawale, Arike Ugawale, she didn't make the 5-on-5 team. Let her put her on the 3-on-3. Put her on the 3-on-3. Why not? I think the 3-on-3 a little bit better. And if you want to bring some notoriety, I know that this might sound contradicting. Because I did say I don't think Caitlin Clark deserves to be on the 5-on-5 Olympic team because she needs rest. But I think a 3-on-3 would be very interesting for Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. Have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese on the same team for the 3-on-3 to bring the notoriety. I think that makes more sense than them actually making the 5-on-5 Olympic team. So it's a lot of great players there. What's going on, Alaska? What's going on, love? What's going on with you? But I think this is a great, interesting way to put it. And I think that having, Cameron Brink go down and Ryan Howard go down, and you still have Van Loof. You still have you could call Rakia Jackson. You could bring the younger girls in. Bring the rookies in to come and do this. But you want to have some veteran players too. You want to have some veteran players too, unfortunately. You could go out and get, Sabrina Ionescu made the team, so you can't bring her. I think Jacquel Jones make the team? I don't know. But I still feel like you get some of these young girls to do it. Get somebody, Brianna Stewart's on the team already. But the 3-on-3 bring like a Angel Reese and a Caitlin Clark. Why not? It's 3-on-3. They don't have to go up and down the court. It's only a half court game. It won't put as much pressure on her to play the game at a full capacity. Why not? I think the 3-on-3 makes more sense to her playing on the 5-on-5. Why not? Put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark on there. I think that'll be the best bet for them. That's just my personal opinion. But I really wish the best for Ryan Howard and Cameron Brink to come back for their injuries and go in to try to make the Olympics, the best as they can. Unfortunately, it happens. Injuries happen, and when we play in the world of sports, that's what happens. And at the end of the day, we got to deal with it. And you just got to recover, and we wish the best for them. We definitely wish the best for them. But moving on real quickly, we have my Las Vegas Aces, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea Gray returns from injury to help the Aces defeat the Storm. And Chelsea Gray didn't start. Chelsea Gray did not start, but she damn sure came off the bench and did a goddamn job. Great of a job getting this win over a good Seattle Storm team. Now, after missing 12 games of the season, point guard Chelsea Gray needed just 20 seconds to record her first assist as the Las Vegas Aces welcome her back by defending the Seattle Storm 94-83 on Wednesday night. Now, Chelsea Gray checked in for the first time with 1:41 remaining in the first quarter and received thunderous ovation, a standing ovation from the crowd in the McCaleb Alter Arena, which they're not in the T-Mobile Arena no more. Five-time All-Star Gray has last played was October 15th in Game 3 of the 2023 WNBA Finals when she exited the fourth quarter with a left foot injury. It then missed Game 4 with the Las Vegas. Las Vegas is beating the New York Liberty to clinch their second straight WNBA title. Now, Gray's first official contribution of the 2024 season was an assist to Alicia Clark, who knocked down a three-point shot from the wing with 1:21 going into the first quarter, and that gave the Aces a 26-13 lead. And it was her 1,500th assist of Chelsea Gray's career, as it began in the ninth of the WNBA to reach the milestone. Now, according to what they had to say, Chelsea Gray, affectionately referred as the point guard, not the point guard, but the point guard by the Aces faithful, and played 15 minutes and 30 seconds, finished with 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and only 1 point. After the game, Gray walked off the floor with her wife and son, who were celebrating the return. And quote unquote, and this is what she had to say: "I probably went through every emotion leading up to the day," Chelsea Gray said. "I was a little anxious all day, and it's been a long time since I've been out on the court. But the fans were amazing from the time that I came out to warm up and checked into the game. It was a rush and a feeling that I missed a lot. Now, coming to her 10th WNBA season, she does average 12.5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists in her career. And last season, she averaged 15.5. 15.5, 7.5 assists, and 4 rebounds, leading the Aces to back-to-back titles. So Gray would join the Aces in the head of the 2021 WNBA season after spending 5 seasons with the Los Angeles Sparks in 2022. What's going on, Paxley? What's going on, beautiful? What's going on? Thank you for tuning into the show. Really do appreciate you. But I'm going to have to say this for Chelsea Gray. This makes it, I'm going to tell you, it's fine that you're an Aces fan. It's definitely fine that I'm an Aces fan. But Chelsea Gray makes a big difference when she's out there on the floor for the Las Vegas Aces. I'm going to tell you why. You see how the ball movement was so different with her out there on the floor. You've seen it. You see how good she was where we had the ball movement, when we had people cutting to the backseat, the no-look passes, the way she pushes the ball up. She is such a different player, and she makes this team so hard to beat when she's out there on the floor. Yeah, her numbers went down from last year, but it's her first game playing in the 2024 season. I'm sorry to say, Chelsea Gray is the point guard. She helped the Sparks win a championship. She helped the Aces win 2 of them. So, I mean, Chelsea Gray is back, and the WNBA needs to be put on notice. I'm saying that right now. The Chelsea Gray is back for the Las Vegas Aces, and you put them on notice right now. Put the W on notice that we're coming for our 3rd title. Yes, we are. We so are. I'm so for it. I cannot wait. Now I want all the smoke with the Liberties and the Connecticut Suns of the world. I want all the smoke with them. I sure do. I sure do. Chelsea Gray, welcome back. And we putting y'all on notice. WNBA, get ready, because you're going to have one hell of a ride. Now, going back to everything, last topic for the WNBA, we're going to move on. Caitlin Clark, we're going to talk about again. Yes, indeed. And Caitlin Clark did have a great game last night against the Washington Mystics. And she ended up getting a double-double for the Indiana Fever. Now, Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston both scored 22 apiece. Caitlin Clark had her second double-double, and the Indiana Fever did win their 3rd straight game with an 88-81 victory over the Washington Mystics Wednesday night. Now, Clark did have 18 points and a career high of 12 rebounds, plus 6 assists and 4 steals for the Fever that moved up to 5-10. Also has 6 turnovers. Now, according to ESPN in the stats and the information research, that Clark is the first rookie in WNBA to have 40 points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists in a 2-game span. And she's coming off a 23, 8, and 9 performance in the win over the Chicago Sky on Sunday. Now, both Clark double-doubles this season came with points and rebounds. Even though she jokes about her 12 boys, she said, don't get used to it. She said, don't get used to it. And this is what she had to say about it. She said, sometimes the ball just bounces your way a little bit more, as what Caitlin Clark said. A lot of times, the people that I'm guarding are getting back on defense, so I have a little bit more time to free reign and like going and chasing the ball while our bigs are probably boxing out and hit a little bit more. So credit to them. I think we're really good when I get off the rim and push in transition. So I take a lot of pride in trying to trace down off the rim and really ready to go. With Nalisa Smith and Erica Willa both having 11 and 9 points off the bench and big in the second half. Now, I'm not mad at her getting a double-double, right? I'm not mad at her getting a double. I'm not mad at Caitlin Clark getting a double-double. Let's just be realistic here. I'm not mad at that. But it's the Washington Mystics. It's the Washington Mystics. Let's be for real here. Like, we're let's be real. Come on. It's the Washington Mystics. One of the worst teams in the WNBA. Who cannot get a double-double on them? But this is basketball. So I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to hate on it. And the fact that the Fever made this close, this should have been a blowout win for the Fever. As the Mystics are 2-13 on in a regular season and 1-8 on the road. Let's just be for real. It's the Washington Mystics. But respectfully, I give Caitlin Clark her due deals. Knowing that Atkins, had 27 for the Washington Mystics. Dolson had 14 for the Washington Mystics. But it was only one player not in double figures for the Indiana Fever, and that was Wallace. Wheeler came off with 9. Hall came off the bench with 2. But still, Caitlin Clark, if you look at her numbers, I'm not mad at it. She played 37 minutes. She's 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. She did have 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 6 turnovers. I'm not mad at the 6 turnovers because she's a rookie. She's going to get better. But we're not going to hype up this. I'm not going to say we're not going to hype up. They are going to hype up this double-double because it's Caitlin Clark. That's why. That's why they're going to do it. So am I mad at it? No. I'm not mad at it at all. But what I am going to say, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, congratulations to Caitlin Clark on her double-double against the Washington Mystics. And she did what she was supposed to do. She did what she needed to be done to get a win for her team to keep the standings of them going there. So shout out to Caitlin Clark for winning this game and getting her double-double. And we're going to move on, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to move on. I'm going to make this really quickly. So we're going to talk about tonight's games real quick. I was going to talk about Garrett Cole coming back for the Yankees. I thought that was pretty big for Garrett Cole to come back for the Yankees. I thought that was pretty interesting to see that he did come back for the Yankees. And the Yankees did win that game last night. He was solid in his debut. I'm not going to be mad at it. The former CY Young, the former, I think a Cy Young winner. Yeah, he's a former Cy Young winner. And New York will lose 7-6 in 10 innings though. But he did look sharp. But Cole is not Garrett Cole is not your typical pitcher, and the Yankees deemed to have him ready. And he will have to build some stamina at the highest level. Working a short leash on Wednesday. He did prove he was up for the challenge. He was sharp with a touch of rust over 4+ innings in front of a sellout crowd in Yankee Stadium, but they still lost. The right-hander did change with 2 runs and 3 hits and complied 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. He threw 62 pitches and induced 6 swings and misses. He did average a fastball, a velocity of 1.6 miles per hour from last season, and he nearly touched 97 miles per hour. And quote unquote, he did say he felt pretty good and a good command for the most part, but made some pitches when needed and made some good pitches when needed. But he did take the mound for the long-awaited return around 7:07 p.m. And the cheers after the video montage was played in the big screen, highlighting his debut, and it began a couple of bumps. But hey, it is what it is. And Garrett Cole, welcome back to the New York Yankees. And thank you for coming out, man. It's going to be very interesting to watch you the rest of the year. And I'm gonna like it, man. I'm definitely going to like it. But we're going to tell you all tonight's games for MLB Thursday Night Football. We're going to definitely talk about the schedule here. We're going to talk about what the lineup that we have for today. So right now we have 4 live games going on right now. 4 live games going on today for baseball as we speak, as we talking right now. You have the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Washington Nationals up right now at the top of the 6th, where you have the Diamondbacks up 4-1 over the Washington Nationals. And then you have the Seattle Mariners going up against the Cleveland Guardians at the bottom of the 5th with no outs. And then you have 4-3 Guardians over the Mariners so far. And then the next game that we have live is the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Minnesota Twins at the bottom of the 5th, and it's tied at 2 for this game. And then we have the Houston Astros and the Chicago White Sox playing right now, and it's 1-0 at the top of the 2nd, and the Astros are up. And then we have a few games coming on later on today at 3:10 Eastern Standard Time, where you have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies. You have the Kansas City Royals and the Oakland A's at 3:37. You have the Baltimore Orioles against the New York Yankees at 4:05. You have the San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. And you have the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres at 9:40 Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. So, and we do have a preview, ladies and gentlemen, of that, we will have all them previews just to let you know. My team got the day off getting ready for the Freeway Series Friday and Saturday night. That's going to be fun to watch. That's definitely going to be fun to watch for that. But that is all your scores and everything for the MLB, ladies and gentlemen. And congratulations to Garrett Cole for coming back for the New York Yankees. But we're going to talk about really quickly, we're going to give a quick prediction for this here. You have the Florida Panthers for NHL in the Stanley Cup Final Game 6 against the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers, I'm going to say this right now, they are fighting. They are making sure they're going to try to kind of come back from this 3-0 deficit. I thought the Florida Panthers would have ended this by now, but they didn't. The Florida Panthers are letting the Edmonton Oilers stick around. And I don't know why they're letting them stick around like that. Because if the Edmonton Oilers win tonight, they will force a Game 7 back to Florida, and we will be looking at a 7-game series after being up 3-0 for the Florida Panthers. This is a very interesting game. So make sure y'all tune into the Stanley Cup Finals, which will be on ABC and ESPN Plus at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So last but not least, we're going to talk about it here. The last topic of the day. And what fan base is most entitled? When I mean most entitled, who loves to brag? Who loves to talk smack? Who loves to say they are the best fan base that's entitled to talk trash about anybody? I mean, you have a lot of teams out there that talk trash. You got a lot of fans that talk trash, like the Yankees fans. You have Yankees fans that talk mad trash. You have the Boston Celtics fans that talks mad trash. You have Laker fans. You have insane Laker fans that talks trash. Of course, you have those Dallas Cowboys. You have those Dallas Cowboys that talk all this smack and swear they're going to win a Super Bowl every single year. They don't feel entitled to a goddamn thing. They don't feel entitled to nothing. What do you feel entitled to? Y'all have not won a playoff game in 20 years. What? Like what? If one team out there that feels entitled right now is the Boston Celtics. Unfortunately, their fans can say, oh, we have 18 NBA titles. What can you say about that? What can you say about that? Me personally, if knowing me that I am a Philadelphia Phillies fan, but I can't stand the goddamn Yankees and the Braves and how they talk. I can't stand them. Like, I'm a Raiders fan. I don't care, like, with the Donkeys and the Chargers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs can talk they smack because they won back-to-back Super Bowls. I'm not really mad at them, but it's the rest of the division. It's the rest. You got Yankees fans that's more realistic than entitled, if that makes sense. Like when it comes to the Giants, when it comes to the Giants, when it comes to the Jets, when it comes to the Knicks, when it comes to the Nets. Like, they just have a different swagger about them. They're not entitled. They're just passionate fans. You got the Mets and the Yankees. They're just passionate fans. I don't know if they consider being entitled, but hey, it is what it is. But there's a lot of sports fans out there. They feel like they're entitled to talk they smack. And I think everybody should be entitled to talk they smack. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So I feel like for me, I'm entitled to say things about a lot of teams in the NFL as a Raiders fan. I mean, even though that my Raiders has not done nothing to prove anything, but you know, it's some teams out there that have Super Bowls and still want to talk trash about the Raiders. And we got 3 of them. So college football, college sports, that's a little bit different. So, hey, but I don't really need to, like, Connecticut has a right to talk about it in college hoops. You know, when it comes to college hoops, they have the right to be entitled. Those fans have the right to be entitled. Alabama fans have the right to be entitled, which I can't stand Alabama football. I can't stand it. But they entitled because of all the titles they won. Same thing for Patriots fans. Even though they have not been on the best spectrum of things in the last couple of years, they still have a right to say they have 7 Super Bowls. They have a right. I have been there before. My Cowboys haven't done nothing in 3 decades. Talk about it. Talk about it. But the fan base that the most entitled as of right now is probably the Boston Celtics. They're the most entitled with 18 championships. I mean, of course, the Lakers is going to feel like that. Of course they are. It's the Lakers. Oklahoma softball is starting to have entitled. They don't even be talked about. I talked about them on my last show. I talked about them, and I don't know why nobody talked about how they won 4 straight national titles in softball for the Oklahoma Sooners, but I'm gonna rest my case on that one. But there you have it, guys. There you have it. Episode 8 is officially in the books. I end up doing it solo today. No Snowman. Snowman's definitely getting ready for a wonderful, wonderful weekend. He's going to South Bend with his wife. So that's probably why he was not able to come on the show. And it's absolutely fine. The Darion Hopkins Show is going to keep moving and going to keep going regardless who is on here. I'm still going to rock out and do what I have to do for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. But before we head out of here, man, make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com. Use that promo code DHopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. If you go to live events, concerts, sporting events, you have it right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Then you go to W Energy. If you love energy drinks, you love working out, you love not having no sugars and no fillers and nothing like that, make sure you go to www.w.gg and use that promo code DHopkins to get 10% off your purchase at the checkout. And make sure y'all donate to the channel as well. Donate to the channel using the Cash App $DHopkinsShow. So with that being said, y'all, make sure y'all follow me on all social medias when it comes to Rumble, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Bigo, you name it. We are live on all those platforms at D Hopkins Show. Make sure y'all check it out, man. It is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We are live and we are done here for today. Same time, same place tomorrow for Friday. And I'll probably be on here by myself again because Snowman might not be here, but it's absolutely fine. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all on the next live stream or in the next video. Peace, love, and blessings, and we're out.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way.